Hey guys, and welcome to Rough Gear Review. Today we're having a look at some rifle bags from Voodoo Tactical and Condor Outdoors. Now, like normally before we publish a video, we'll normally hop on YouTube, look around, have a look at some other videos that are comparable to what we're about to show you. And we saw a few videos on the two bags. And the one thing I did notice in a couple of the videos was that they looked brand new. Like they had just gone out, bought the two bags, came back and kind of did you a side-by-side comparison of the two. In this case, that's not going to be the situation. These two bags in particular we bought just a little bit over a year ago. As a matter of fact, at that time we went out and bought a 42-inch and 36-inch double rifle bag from Voodoo, and the same thing from Condor, a 42-inch and a 36-inch from them. And we take these bags out probably on average about twice a week. And we normally take one Condor and one Voodoo, whether it be the 42 or the 36, but we always take at least one of each out there. And you know, we don't really baby these bags. They get thrown in the back of the truck. There's all kinds of equipment on top of them. We take them out to our shooting spot out in the desert, and they get banged around and beat up and open and closed and you know, worked quite often. So this is 1 year later, and we're not here to tell you which one's better and which one's worse. We're just here to show you our experience with the two bags and hopefully help you make a decision that helps you spend your hard-earned money and you don't throw it away. So we'll get started here and we'll have a look at these bags. We'll start with the Condor bag and kind of our impressions on that. One thing that we liked a lot about the Condor bag were the bags on the outside of it here. These are removable. Now when you first buy this bag, it might show up and the webbing isn't weaved. So this is mole on this, and you have to weave it. You know what I mean? You know, you weave the piece in and out instead of just shoving it through. When it arrives to you, it might not be like that. So it's going to feel like, you know, the bags are really loose and they're not going to stay on there tight. But you'll see when you weave them on, you know, just like any other mole, it stays on, doesn't go anywhere. They're real secure. But the cool thing is, you can take the bags off and you can use them for something else if you wanted to. And one thing I like about that is sometimes when I go out, if we're not heading out to the desert or you know we don't need to utilize these bags, especially if I'm on a rare occasion going to a range in the city, kind of don't like my stuff to look that tactical. I like it to be a little more low-key. And the cool thing with this is you take these bags off and it definitely cuts down that tactical look. It just looks more like a bag. But that was one thing I did like a lot, is you could take these off or you could put them on, or you could actually buy other bags like this from Condor and you could mix it up however you want. I have one bag that just, instead of having these on it, it just has magazine holders on it, which is cool. I like that. So that was definitely one thing I liked about the Condor. Just like on both, it's going to have a little Velcro strap on the top for your carry handle. It's got 4 compression straps, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. And that's nice because, you know, when you get the guns in here, you can tighten everything up and it doesn't move around. The front compartment here can hold 2 pistols. And what I have found, sometimes we have a lot of gear to take out there. What I found was pretty cool is that I can put a pistol in each one of these, and then I could take either like my Ruger 10-22, the takedown, and I could take it apart and put it in this on top of the 2 pistols. Or I can, you know, we have some Walther MP5s, and we collapse the stock and they fit in here, or the little Uzi will fit in here. And it ends up being really cool because what I end up with is 2 rifles in the bag, 2 pistols, plus the little 22 up here. So, and none of them are touching each other. They're all protected, and it's nice. So I found that was kind of cool with the size of this compartment. But these 2 pouches they're just Velcro, and you can put your pistol in there, and it's padded on both sides, and it keeps it nice and protected. The main compartment is going to hold 2 rifles, and they're separated by this foam partition, and that's what protects the 2 rifles from from touching each other. You'll see they both, on both sides, it's going to have these straps that holds it down, and these little pockets, one for your barrel and one for the stock, and it holds it in there. And I haven't had any problems at all. We put our ARs with the stocks collapsed and the optics and everything in these bags, and I don't think any of them have ever been damaged while being transported in these bags. The one thing on the Condor is is removable. Now, I'm not really sure why you need to do that, but I like options. That's one of my favorite things about everything. I like to have options. And how that attaches is with snaps and Velcro. So if for some reason you wanted to remove that partition, you could take it out. I wouldn't suggest that if you're going to have two rifles in here. You scratch one of them up, but if you're only going to have one in there and that partition's taking up some extra space, then you could just pull that right out. The other cool thing on this is if you wanted to carry it as a backpack. On the Condors, all the straps can be stored in here. So all you essentially have to do is open up these Velcro flaps. One on the top, one on the bottom. And you're going to pull out everything you need. Turn this into a backpack. And that's it. Now you can carry this on your back. It's going to have a little stern strap there and nice padded shoulder straps. They have attachments on here too. You could put anything that has molle on it. And they're nice. They even have little keepers right here for the straps. When you make it longer and you're going to fold that strap up, you put that keeper on there and it'll keep it out of your way. So that was nice. And like I said, you don't take this off, you just put it back into its compartment and it's always there for you. It's always good to go. So that's a look at some of the features on the Condor. The only other thing I'll point out is the zippers. I haven't had any problems with them. They seem pretty heavy duty. They work real well. The one thing is the pull tabs on the zippers are metal, and all the zippers, once you put them together, then you could slide a lock through here and keep your case locked. The one thing that I like about this too, though, is on the Condor, because the pull tabs are metal. If I just want to use one lock so that I'm legal when I'm transporting my firearms, I can take all four of the tabs, put them together. Probably can't see how I'm doing that, but I can put all four tabs together and just use one lock through it, which is really cool. And it keeps it secure and keeps it legal, so I don't have to worry about anything. And other than that, the one thing on the Condor, I kind of thought when we first got it, I kind of thought that the clips here, I thought they kind of felt cheap, but truth is, after a year, a little over a year, and using this all the time, I haven't had any problems with them at all. I haven't had a single one break, so that must have just been my own first impression, but they've been great. And even in the bags, it'll have bungees here, so you can make it, the compartment tighter or snug your stuff down. So there you go. That's a look at the Condor bag. So now we'll have a look at the Voodoo tactical bag. Again, essentially, pretty much the same bag. The Voodoo is going to kind of feel like the material is maybe just a little bit lighter than the Condor one. And at first I liked that a lot because it kind of felt like the bag wasn't as stiff. Kind of like, if you buy Maxpedition stuff versus another company, Maxpedition stuff always feels really stiff, but I like, and the color. The color's a little different on the Voodoo versus the Condor, and I actually like the Voodoo tactical color a lot. Now on the Voodoo, the bags here are not removable. So that's how they come. You can't take them off. You can't customize that. The tabs, the clips, I did think when I first got them that they felt a little bit better quality, but again, like I said, I haven't had a problem with either one of them breaking, so that's been fine. You'll see it has the bungees also here. It does have a D-ring on this one. Same thing on the top. It's got a Velcro little strap here to put your carry handle. It has 2 compression straps on the top and 2 compression straps on the bottom. And when it comes to the zippers, now again, haven't any problems with them. They seem like they're real good quality. The only thing is the pull tabs on the zippers are just this 550 cord. They're not metal. They also, though, you can put these together and it has a spot for you to put your lock through. Same thing like I talked about on the Condor. It's going to have 2 padded pistol pouches, and one additional thing it has here, it has a zipper compartment right here. I don't know if you can see that, but Condor doesn't have that. Looks like we left a tool in there. But that's cool, it has a little zipper compartment there. This also is going to have some mully webbing on the sides here, so you could attach something else if you wanted to. The Condor doesn't have that. Same thing on the inside as the Condor. It's going to have 2 compartments for your rifles, the Velcro straps, the pouches, and the partition. The one small difference is, you'll see I don't know if you can really see this, but the partition on the Voodoo is a little smaller than the partition on the Condor. But I like that on the Condor. I get a little bit better protection for my stuff in there. This one's a little small. Sometimes my optics on the top will be hitting each other. This is also not removable. This is sewn in. You can't take that out. Now, as far as if you wanted to carry it like a backpack, it has a strap system as well, but you'll need to route it through your D-rings. So there's no pouch or compartment here for them, but you pretty simply just route the webbing through the D-rings. I think I have that upside down on this side. There we go. So, and then you would do the same thing for the bottom. It's got nice padded shoulders, a couple D-rings and attachments for stuff you want to put on there. So that would be how you go ahead and put on the backpack for this. And that is the bag from Voodoo Tactical after a year. Now we're going to bring the camera a little closer, and we're going to show you some of the wear and tear that we've gotten on the bags. So you're going to see for a couple bags that get used and abused quite often, they're holding up real well. The Voodoo Tactical one here, we're not seeing any tears or rips in it. A few, small little tiny tear on the bottom of the bag, but I definitely guarantee that's from us dragging it around the back of the truck and throwing it around. But none of the stitching is coming undone. None of the clips have broken. Zippers haven't broke. They haven't got jammed up. The only thing that we are seeing on the Voodoo is up here where the Velcro is, that you put the 2 carry handles together, and this goes around it to hold it together. That's the only place where we're starting to see some threads coming off and starting to get a little worn up top. Other than that, we're not in the Voodoo bag. We're not really seeing any failures with it. And like I said, we have 2 of these. The other bag I'll show you. That one's here. Again, you can see, It's not falling apart. None of the stitching's coming undone, except again in the same spot up top where this connects. And as a matter of fact, on this particular one, it has actually come apart. But that's it. That's the only spot where we've had any failure with it. On the Condor bag, again, same thing. We haven't had any zippers fail. We haven't had any stitching come undone. On the bottom of the bag, which is probably where they get most of the abuse from getting dragged around, you know, we don't have any damage. There's no holes, nothing like that. None of the zippers are broken, none of the tabs. And on this one and the other one we have, the one nice thing is the Velcro tops here for the straps, they have not come undone. They're still looking pretty good. I'll give you a little close-up with those. But that's it. So you can see both bags are very, very quality built. They're great bags. On Amazon, they're going to run you in the $80 range. They're almost the same price for both bags. But you know, whichever one you go with, whichever one that you feel has the features that you want, that's the one I suggest that you pick up. And there you go. If you have any questions, you know, feel free to leave your comments, and we will answer all of them that we can. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching Rough Gear Review.